Welcome. Welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Hello. Welcome to my channel. It is me, JJ Arden. And today I'm going to talk to you about a mental health update. How things have been going, a general life update. Over 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago, I was on a section in hospital, and I've been on medication for about 2 years now, just over 2 years, a few months over 2 years, and I'm much better than I was. Thanks to the medication, I've become much better and stable, and I've decided that it's time for me to come off the medication for a bit, because the medication, yeah, it's great, it definitely does help me, but the thing is, it sort of holds me back from being creative, because I don't play guitar every day like I used to, and I really want to get back into that. And obviously having an injection once a month isn't that pleasant. You know, it does hurt a bit. So I've decided to stop it. My doctor's not too happy. My parents weren't too happy. My mum especially, after hearing my decision, because they think I'm going to end up back in hospital again. But if there's any chance, even the slightest chance of me being able to get on with my life and be happy, with no problems, no issues, without medication, then I'm going to take it, if there's any chance, because, you know, I'd rather be drug free, if possible, you know, and I think it is possible. But the difference is, this time, I will reach out for the medication if I'm struggling. Before, I was really against the medication. I thought it was going to hold me back and make things worse, and stop me from being able to do what I wanted to do, what I needed to do. So this time I'm not going to be like that, even when I become unwell, because I know how much it can help me. And if people are telling me around me, look, you need to go back on the medication again, or you're going to go in hospital, if people around me are telling me that, even if I can't see it, then I'm going to listen to them. But I should be able to see it myself this time, because of all my experience that I've gathered from being in hospital, the amount of times I've been in there now, 5 times. I'm much more aware of the situation and my own mental health. So I've come off the community treatment order. They decided to let me come off it at my last meeting with my doctor. And that means that basically I can stop the medication if I want. I did say I was going to continue taking it, and I think that's one of the reasons why they took me off it, but I've changed my mind basically, and I want to see how well I am, because the last time I was off medication I was really proactive. I was doing lots of things. I was recording music in a studio. I was playing guitar every day, doing music every day, and I was singing in a band as well, my dad's band. My dad played guitar and we had a band going, and I was doing really well. And then COVID hit and I became really unwell. I don't know if it was COVID or not, but it must have been my mental health as well. My mental health kicked in, but I was really physically unwell. I felt like I needed peppermint oil and everything. And I had toothache. It helped with that. I started taking this peppermint oil, and it helped me a bit, but it was obviously peppermint oil that you're not supposed to take internally, and it made me very unwell in the end. Luckily, I stumbled across a food grade peppermint oil. I've told everyone this in my previous video on what's it like in a mental health ward. You should check that out. It goes into detail of what it's like on a mental health ward. But basically, just to recap, and for anyone else who hasn't heard it, I was taking food grade peppermint oil, and it actually reversed the effects of the toxic peppermint oil, and it was the thing that I needed. It was really helping me and flushing out all the toxins from the toxic peppermint oil. It was one of the main things that made me better, actually, as well as the medication from the doctors, because I thought I could do it with just the peppermint alone, the food grade stuff, to reverse the effects and make me better. If I'd have taken that in the first place, I would have been fine, but I didn't, and my emotions were really heightened. I remember getting really upset because I was ordering a food delivery to my house, and I was thinking, why, I was torturing myself, like, why don't you work for this, you know what I mean? Why don't you go out to the shops and get your own food, you know what I mean? You're a lazy bastard, you know what I mean? And I was really tormenting myself and getting into disputes with neighbours, people smoking around me, my neighbours smoking around me. It was really affecting me physically. But at the end of the day, the medication did help me to overcome all that. I was sectioned over 2 years ago. The first time I was sectioned, they released me on no medication, and I was just on the food grade peppermint oil. So I went through all the scrutinisation of them studying me and writing reports on me every single day in hospital. I went through all that for a month, and they decided that I was fine and they should discharge me with no medication. Now that's hard to do. So I obviously was presenting well, and it was down to the food grade peppermint oil. I'll leave a link below if you want to try it. It's very good stuff. But it just wasn't enough because of everything I've been through physically. I was really unwell, and after a month of being on the outside back in my flat, I was back in there because I got into an argument with my neighbour who was smoking, who wasn't supposed to be staying at the flat next door. Someone was letting him stay there, and he was smoking all the time, and it was coming in my window. I had the window open because it was summertime and I needed the fresh air, and it was coming in my window, and I had a dispute with him, you know what I mean, and I told him this and that, and he got angry and basically wanted to fight with me, and I walked away because I didn't want to fight. But it got me really wound up, and basically people heard about it, and amongst other things, the police came round and the ambulance came and they assessed me and said I needed to go back into hospital. So basically then I went back and I was prescribed the depot injection, Zuclopentixol, and that was it. After that I was much better. About a few months later, I mean, as soon as I took it I was sedated and I was much better. So definitely look into taking medication because it can really help you. I know people are against it, some people with mental health issues, because they think, what's this chemical going into my body? But it's really can help you. So stay open to medication, especially from the doctor's recommendations. But basically, I'm doing really well now. I've been keeping myself busy. I've been doing bits of music here and there, working on my songs, walking the dogs, spending time with my mum and my family, my dad and my brother, as much as I can. Going to see my dad play in his new band, which unfortunately I don't sing in anymore because I didn't feel like I could do it. I didn't have the confidence, but I had a lot of fun rehearsing with them when I was in a band with them, helping my mum with the horses, carrying hay bales, things like that, putting up guttering on the horse shelter. Everyday things that keep me going. So I've been doing really well, and like I said, I'm coming off the medication now, so we'll see what happens. I'll give you an update and tell you how I'm feeling, but at the moment I'm feeling really positive, and I really do think I can do this. In the past, I think I used to be hooked on weed. I used to smoke a lot of weed, and it really didn't do my mental health any good. I used to be in constant pain. I used to work in a in a domestic appliance repair company, washing machine repair and things like that. And I was on the computer all day in an office answering the phone and putting things into the computer. And I did enjoy it, but I got really stressed out, and I wasn't eating properly, I wasn't sleeping properly, and I became really unwell. That was the first sort of appearance of my mental health deteriorating back then. That was like 2009, 2010, when I was working that job. And I was smoking weed for the pain, because I used to have a constant headache, and it was in my left eye as well, like a constant pain, a really severe pain. And it would never go away, it would stay there. Headache tablets wouldn't do anything. So I smoked weed for it. It wouldn't get rid of it, but I would sort of feel it relaxing sort of muscles. And I just thought, this is the medication for it, because if you go to different countries, like California and stuff like that, weed is legal. You get it from the doctor. It's prescribed for loads of illnesses. And I was sort of on that vibe, thinking, this is the medication for me. Why don't they have it legal in this country? So I'd take that. But the thing is, it never got rid of the pain, and the highs were really high. I used to love smoking weed. I used to get me and my mates back in the day, during school even, we shouldn't have been doing it, but it was really fun, you know what I mean? We had a really good laugh on it. We didn't overdo it. I was a smoker back then myself. I used to smoke cigarettes. And times have changed, you know what I mean? It's just not the same feeling anymore, for me personally. And I think that's down to the depot injection. It really turned things around for me after I took that. And basically, I was taking weed for this pain and it would never go, but the highs were really high and the lows were really low. Like, I couldn't eat without it. I couldn't sleep without it. I was completely dependent on weed. So the thing that made me kick the habit was finally getting to hospital, being sectioned, and being forced to take the medication, because that really did get rid of the pain eventually. It took a while, it took a year or two, but it actually got rid of the pain that I was in constantly for years. I thought I would never be rid of it. Didn't know what it was. I went to the Royal Eye Hospital in Manchester to have scans and things like that. I told my doctor about it and they couldn't find anything, so they thought there was something to do with my mental health. But obviously I was in physical pain. It wasn't just in my head. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to take the medication, because I thought, are they just thinking this is all in my head and that, I need treating, my brain treating? And really, they were right to do it, because it helped me and I got much better. But since then, weed's never been the same. It's always been, it just makes me feel anxious now. And kicking that habit has really helped my mental health. So seriously, if you want to get your mental health better, if you're really struggling, then think about taking antipsychotics and things like, and medication like that the doctor recommends for you, or see if you can go down that route, because it really did help me kick the habit of weed, and I haven't looked back since, and I've been great. So yeah. Hopefully I won't be sectioned again, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. Obviously, just taking one day at a time, not getting stressed out with things. Mental health is... good mental health doesn't mean that you're never sad. You know what I mean? It just means that you are more open to the bad times. Do you know what I mean? It's like, good mental health means that you are open to the bad times and you're more accepting of them, and you're able to get through it more. Bad mental health is when it's really ruling your life and you can't get through the sad times and it's really affecting you. So just because you feel down doesn't mean that it's the end of the world or anything like that. But if you're struggling, because you'll be ranting and raving like I was, or you'll be in physical pain, or you'll just feel really down all the time and you won't be able to get motivated. So, you know, if you are suffering any of these symptoms, then I really do recommend that you go to the doctors and you seek professional help, because it's the only thing that will help you really at the end of the day. I'm 10 times better than I was years ago. So, yeah, keeping on this track, staying positive. That's about it really. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time to my next life update and I'll tell you how I'm doing. I'm already feeling a bit more. I've been off the medication for about a month now and I'm feeling, you know, not as numb in the bottom. But I think next time I'll be more open to it and I'll take oral medication, the same drug, because I know it can help me if I'm struggling. So yeah, that's what I'll do, and hopefully it'll get rid of any symptoms that I'm suffering. Well, it will do. But obviously I want to try and do this without medication, without any drugs, because I think I can do it. You know what I mean? I've got the right structures in place in my life, and the right support, and the right mindset, and the right experience that I've gathered from previous experiences. So yeah, hopefully everything will go just as planned. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.